Hey, I am Sharnika. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about different ways for someone to handle grief or bereavement or the loss of a loved one by way of death. First thing I want to say is it's okay to not be okay. I'll probably repeat that again, but it's okay to not be okay when you have lost someone. Being able to identify and accept that this isn't even a part of one of the steps, but being able to identify that is so important because you have to be able to know where you are or know where you've been in order to know where you're going. So once you're able to identify that, you're not okay, that you're hurting, then you can go ahead and set your eyes forward and plan out a process for getting through. Okay. So before we get into the steps, I want to go ahead and just give a couple of do's and don'ts. So do be intentional. Do practice. These things and anything in life, nothing is going to come easy. And so, again, writing out a plan in your journal and just being intentional again, it's going to be so important. Just practice. You're not supposed to have it all together at the beginning with anything. You start at square one, you work at it, and then you get better. The more you practice, the better you'll get, okay? Let your folks know what's going on, okay? Especially when you're grieving, something like that, the pain is so big when you've lost someone. It's so important to let people know where you are, what you're doing, and like I said, being honest about the kind of state that you're in, because people do handle it a little bit differently. For some people, it takes them some more time than others to get to a place where they can even fend for themselves, depending on what the relationship was to the person who passed away. So let your people know what's going on. Even if they're trying to call you and you don't want to talk, send them a message and just let them know where you are. Obviously, you're probably not okay after first learning, but communicate with your people. Don't turn to substance abuse. And I say this also wanting to say that I'm not judging if that is what you do, but because I'm coming from a place of love for whoever is watching this, and I just want to help. If I can just help one person, if you can make it work, if you can stay away from it, don't turn to drinking or to drugs or anything like that, okay? Don't shut the world out. And that may, honestly, shutting the world out, it may be okay for a little bit of time, but get back out there. Interacting with others is going to be very important during your grieving process. And don't give up, okay? And this goes along with the practicing. Again, don't give up. It's going to be hard at the very beginning. It's going to probably be hard for a while, but the more you practice and the more you're intentional day by day, hopefully it's going to get a little bit easier for you, okay? So now I want to take some time just to say, the reason I wanted to make this video is because for me, I'm a self-learner. And so a lot of this stuff I actually went out and researched because I don't want to live in depression or in sadness, but and I also wanted to make sure a lot of what I was feeling was acceptable and normal, right? There's a lot more that connects us than that separates us. And so, the pain that I'm feeling right now, even, I'm sure other people feel that. So if there's any way that I can help someone cope through the death of a loved one, I'm all for it. Okay, I want to go over and just make mention, you can do your own research to go further, but the 5 stages of grief. The first stage is denial. And when you're struggling to accept that it's a reality, for me, it felt like a dream. when I learned the news. Second stage is anger. You could be angry with yourself, especially if like one of the last conversations wasn't that great that you had with the person. You could be angry at family. You may even be angry at the person that passed away. Bargaining, trying to go back and replay different scenarios. What if this happened? Would it have changed the outcome? Depression, a lot of depression for me, a lot of sadness, a lot of crying. For my depression, I actually went a couple of days and like I didn't have the energy to clean up. I didn't have the energy to cook. I have little kids. They were even trying to comfort me. So it is normal to be in that state. And then the last stage is acceptance. I think I am coming into that stage now. But it is, it's important to note that you can revisit stages. And these may not be the only stages that you deal with. So these are just the general stages. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the tips that I have. First tip, just be. Allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to cry. Allow yourself any of those stages. Allow it to happen. It's perfectly normal. You don't want to keep stuff bottled in. You have to let it out, okay? It's okay to not be okay. Just be. Second stage is, for me, I am a Christian, so spending time with God was really important for me, and I encourage you to do that too. Going to scripture and finding scripture about death and about healing and taking the time to pray. Next one, number 3, is exercise. So exercise, get outside, get some fresh air, take in some sunlight. Working out relieves stress and it releases endorphins. So get active. Number 4, lean on your support system, whether that be your friends, your family. For me, my coworkers really looked out for me. I was very blessed to have them too. But with family, communicating how you're feeling, again, because it's so important to get your feelings out and be open about that. But then also, those relationships are definitely more sweet and more cherished during the time of grieving. I'm looking at my kids, I'm looking at my partner, I'm looking at, my children's grandparents, and I just felt even more blessed to have people close to me. The quality, it just makes you appreciate it a lot more. Some other support system options are more professional / self-help, being therapy. I made an emergency therapy appointment. I encourage you to do the same, because they are going to come from more of a clinical standpoint. And are just able to look at things differently. They study that kind of stuff. So, and then also leaning in on your mentors too, because they've lived life and can offer some suggestions or just feedback to you. And then for people that may not have a physical mentor that you can go to, or maybe someone that you can call up, what I do, because right now I'm actually searching for a new mentor, all of the great motivational speakers, I consider them my mentors. I offer you that. Do the same, okay? And then last but not least, number 5 for me is to do some community service. Stepping outside of yourself and helping someone else that's not able to help you, or being able to be in a situation where you see that other people are struggling and it's like right in your face, there's something so humbling and rewarding about being able to go and help them out. Okay. Some options for the types of service you can do. Surely there are going to be some organizations in your community. One that I really love to work with in my town is Meals on Wheels. If you are in a fraternity or sorority, turn to your organization and see where you can get more involved there. And then some more simpler options are even just helping family members. You know, we all have grandparents or, you know, other cousins and siblings and people that just need help. So reach out and see if there's anyone in the family that you can help. And even at work, you know, going the extra mile with one of your customers, going the extra mile to help a coworker. It truly is a part of, or has been a part of, my healing. So yeah, I hope that this video helps someone. I know doing this video and helping at least one person, again, that's very important to me, and it's actually helping me with my grieving process. If there are some other tips that maybe I didn't mention, you know, I invite you, leave them in the comment section below, share it with those of us so that we can grow and continue to move forward in a healthy and positive way. If you've lost someone recently, I'm so sorry for your loss. You have my condolences. I don't wish this type of pain on anybody, but it is the circle of life and it does happen. So I'm sending love and positive vibes out to you all. And thank you so much for watching. I hope that you will come back for the next video. Thanks.